And now, the Kill or Be Killed podcast with Damian Ross, founder and master instructor of the Self-Defense Company.
Okay, we're live, dude. So, is it, so you still, they take away your guns yet?
You know what? They probably taken away fucking a lot of people's guns, but I still have mine, so whatever.
Right. I mean, like, you literally, can't, and this is like, look, dude, I'm excited. I just qualified with my P365, so now I can carry that. So hopefully within a week I'll have that. And it's bizarre. Like, honestly, like, before when I had my carry permit, I couldn't, I could only carry when I worked.
Yeah,
when I was doing the bodyguard and shit. Now it's weird, like going to the store, going out to dinner. It's just like strapped.
Yeah, so you just fucking walking into Walmart now with
right, exactly. So yeah, I it's definitely little, getting used to. And what I tell people too is like and carry, always practice like carrying around your house, conceal it, get used to it. I practice drawing. I've got a I showed you, I've got the whatchamacallit, the airsoft. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, I got the airsoft to practice drawing, same size, same weapon. I mean, it's really easy. Again, this is just training with it, get used to it. The other cool thing is that, like, the gun club I belong to, like, we can rent the range, and it's cheap. It's like $50 for an hour, and you go down there and you just turn it on and shoot.
just fucking go.
And you got your own private range. I think about 10 of us did it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, why haven't I done this sooner? So I'm going again, Sunday. So like about twice a month, we'll be doing that and training. I mean, it's just literally, and that's, and I don't think people realize that. I mean, yeah, some people don't practice, but if you're taking your stuff seriously, I mean, people like us who train and take this responsibility seriously, that's what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, like, I was showing, I had a video that actually got some traction, like carrying an edge weapon. I'm carrying pepper spray. I have, a body armor. I have a backpack on, or soon to be, we put the patent for the Peacemaker in. That's the concealed carry jacket. So that's submitted.
Nice.
And we should be launching that. The samples are going to ship tomorrow. We just had to work out some of the sizing because I didn't, doesn't really matter on the front, but I really don't want to print on the front. I mean, seeing the panel on the back is not a big deal, but I really want to see it on the front.
Yeah.
So we're making that a little larger, so it could, it'll, the armor will lay underneath, and then you really won't be able to see it unless you're really, really, really looking for it.
So samples are shipping, you said tomorrow?
Yes. Yeah.
So shipping around Christmas time, you won't see that shit till like March.
No, exactly. Well, I'll get that FedEx, but yeah, we're looking at like a really like January, February to launch the product and then have that in. The good thing is with these, they're light and they don't take up a lot of space. So they're a lot cheaper to ship than the backpacks.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, backpacks are heavy. They take up space. So it's like, but it's like, if we had to run on these, getting them shipped in by air is not a huge problem, because it'll only be like another $5 or $10 each, not like $30 each,
Exactly.
Which is $40 each. So, the backpacks, and this will come in. We're looking at this coming in at a lower price point than the backpacks because it's a lightweight. It's a durable, heavy duty jacket, but it's lightweight. We want to make it really affordable. I haven't gotten the pricing on it yet, but I'm thinking without armor, like $149 or $129, including shipping. Yeah. Without armor, with armor, $100 more than that. So you get
if anybody has their own place, they could just throw them in then.
Yeah, but you're needing, it's only taking soft armor, 10 by 12. You can't put hard armor. You could. You would just look stupid. I mean, I'm not selling it as a hard armor alternative. I'm selling it as a level 3A handgun protection to go
Beautiful.
against the other ones that are out there, like Bulletproof Everybody, who, will be in the same price point, though they sell level 2 armor, which nobody does anymore. That's really only short handguns. So yeah, you want long barrel 9mm is like what you want to, stop. That's most of what gets used in violent and street crime. The problem with theirs is that they put their armor pockets on the side.
Okay.
So they really don't have anything on the center line.
Center line, yeah.
And this is the thing you should know about soft armor panels. You need about 1.5 inches around the perimeter. The way that it they fold the ends in, so it doesn't like, if you went all the way to the ends, the way I have pictures, and like a bullet hit that, the bullet would penetrate to like, it penetrates like 5 or 6 inches.
Okay.
Like the edge of it. So it's still, it's going into you.
Yeah.
It's causing a lot of damage. So, you need that. And so every armor panel has like about 1.5 inches, 2 inches edge where there's no ballistic protection. But it stopped, but that edge is finished in a way that it stops the bullet like it's supposed to. So, which is something actually I just learned. So I don't know. You mentioned Walmart before. I mean, we've got there's active shooting shit going on like crazy. I mean, did you see not we're not going there yet. Hold on. Just try to get this up. Just there's so many ads, dude. Okay. So did you see the shooting at Walmart?
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. The Walmart.
Is this the break room one or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now, what they're not saying, and I don't know, is how they stopped him. Was it somebody was it a concealed carry?
That
was
I'm
it a
not
citizen
sure.
with a gun? Here's the thing. Like, the FBI underreported this. So it's like 30% of active shooters were stopped by citizens with firearms, not 11% as previously reported.
Yeah.
So apparently this guy was a manager of Walmart and was obviously having issues with his employees. And he came in, pulled a handgun before an employee meeting and began firing into the break room. Yeah, killed 6 people. Yeah, man. Authorities said he apparently shot himself afterwards. Okay, that's how I stopped.
That'll stop you. That's just fucking terrible, though. Like, what goes on in people's fucking heads?
There's a mental illness component, because this is not normal behavior. There's a mental illness component in this that, we're not, it's kind of getting skirted around. We keep going about it's a gun problem. It's a gun problem. I'm like, look, the reality is people are going to get guns. So
exactly.
That's it. I mean, they're here. They're not going anyplace. And it's like this feel good bullshit. They're not addressing the problem. What meds was he on? Right? There's there's psychotherapy drugs that are creating these like bizarre reactions out of people. So, what meds is he on? What were the warning signs? I mean, this guy, and then the one in the which we'll talk about in a minute, in the non-heterosexual nightclub shooting. They you know, they're not, you know, there's warning signs with I'm not going to say all because I don't know, but the vast majority of them, the studies that we've seen, have been, you know, there's planning. Obviously, they need access to weapons. They enjoy violent media. They plan. They, you know, they've indicated, they've communicated their feelings, and and indicated what they were going to do. I mean,
Exactly.
it's like not, these people just don't wake up one day and decide to go kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But it gets tricky because now it's like, okay, we've got privacy, you've got HIPAA, but again, it's what's fucked up. It's like, look, if it, we worry about their rights until we want to find out if you're vaccinated or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I mean, it's like, we can talk about no privacy. Oh, you fucking vaccinated? So, this is like, the more people who are trained and armed and trained, the people who comment on why people, that people shouldn't be armed are people who are not armed and trained. They don't have a familiarity with firearms. They don't understand the responsibility with it. And if you don't want that responsibility, fine. But, we do just as much, if not more, training as law enforcement. I mean, I do more training than your average cop for sure. We have to go through the same qualifications here. So,
well, I mean, it's sad because it's sad because the average person's exposure to guns is the violence they fucking see through the media. That's the unfortunate thing. So,
right. Yeah. Right. They're looking at John Wick, they're looking at what happens in the news. They're thinking that, like, I mean, when they're sitting there and they're like, oh, just shoot him in the leg or just shoot him in the arm. I go, you know how hard it is to get rounds on target under stress. That kid that stopped that active shooter in the mall with his Glock 19. I'm like, holy crap, dude. That was like at 30 yards. I was nuts.
Yeah.
It was nuts. You don't know how
that dude
hard.
Shot before.
Yeah. I'm like, that's fucking hard. So, everyone, it's like, if you understood, like, how many background checks I have to go through to get a firearm, right? I mean, not only do I have to, personally have to do a background check to get my firearms ID card, which allows me to buy rifles and ammo, I have to do another background check for each handgun I buy. And then when I go pick the gun up, they do another background check when I do it. So, it's like 3, 4 by the time, I'm through. It's crazy.
Exactly.
It's crazy. So, I mean, the more people that are aware, armed, and trained is the more that will stop this. It's not a solution to the problem. It's just, an immediate, preventative measure or response to an attack. Because we're under war, dude. This is the reality we live in. We're under war. Dude, just right down the road, some woman, they think it was a girlfriend of a guy a married man, and this happened next town over. Apparently she just threw a few rounds into his wife's SUV. So basically the girlfriend came by and shot up the wife's car at 3 a.m.
Who's that fucking country singer that talks about
Shania Twain, right? Yeah, right, exactly. She probably had that blaring. Probably
from keys to fucking round.
Take my bass to his 4-wheel drive. Shit. Yeah, man.
Jesus.
Holy crap. So
that would make for an awesome TikTok video though.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm surprised there's not one. I think there's a Ring video.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, and then to wrap up our shooting. So, you saw the uh whatchamacallit, the shooting at the non-heterosexual club in Denver?
I didn't, but I'm pretty sure I'm about to.
You didn't? In
I didn't.
Colorado? Colorado
No.
Springs?
No.
So it's and again, forgive me, people. I'm just saying non-heterosexual because you keep adding letters to this shit. So there were 5 people who killed and 18 people injured, but it wasn't
Jesus
until
Christ.
yeah, dude. So a kid who was 22-year-old kid came in and started shooting up the place with a long gun, and then a couple of patrons like bum rushed him and took him out. So
Did you have to use that term?
yes, yeah. I mean, look,
Sorry,
as I
guys.
said, like when you're in these things, I'm like, your only option is to, as they say, rush the nut, right? I'm like, you cannot, you unless you have a firearm on you where you can return fire from cover. If you're all gonna die, you all got to go on them. I mean, the chances of you dying from a gunshot wound are relatively low, right? I mean, unless he's hitting you in like the base of the skull, even the center of your brain. I mean, you can, you can or it goes into like a major artery, or your heart. Chances are you're going to survive.
Yeah.
And if it's and mostly like even with an AR, it's a smaller round, it's a faster round. It does damage, but it'll just tear right through. So you'll be able to, fight, but again, it's like percentages, right? I know it. I'm 100% dead if I stay here. Maybe I increase my chances to 50-50, right?
No.
If I increase my chances to maybe there's an 80% chance I die. It's still 20% better. So, and kudos to those people, to those 2 people who subdued the suspect. Let's see if they have their names here because I want to make them. If they don't, so Colorado State. Police call first. First, I walk through the Club Q. So yeah, there's that attack in Florida where the gunman killed 49 people and wounded 53 others in Florida. Holy shit. Let me see. The first call of Vasco said Suter, Club is in Safe Haven. All right, yeah. So I don't think they have the names of the people who. Yeah. So they don't have the names of the people who. Yeah. So anyway, one of the interesting things about this is that the shooter has identified himself as non-binary.
Really?
Right. Now, okay, but now the fucked up thing is a spokesperson who is trans came out and said, and now spokesperson, I don't know who this person is or how they're connected to any of this, but all of a sudden they say he's not non-binary. That's clearly a man. So I guess my confusion is, who. It's like by saying that goes against everything that you're saying you want people to be able to say. You want people to say, I'm non-binary. My gender is fluid. I can be a woman today, a man tomorrow, or I don't want to be anything. Now you're saying, no, that's a man.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's a man. Yeah, no.
So what is it? You are the person who can tell. I mean, yeah, I agree with the transgender person saying that. I mean, it looks like a man. But again, if you're saying that, then non-binary is that's it. It's not a thing. Right? I mean, I had this again, like, I think what's happening, and I had this discussion with my daughter, again, who is a woman, and heterosexual, as far as I can tell. She has a boyfriend. So, but she's at art school and she's got friends who are non-binary that identify as this. And I completely understand how they're feeling and what they're feeling. But my question is, I'm like, we've entered into an area where it's like, look, if I'm a guy and I think another guy's good looking, that doesn't automatically make me gay or quite, so my question to her is like, okay, well, what are you feeling that makes you a man, and what are you feeling that makes you a woman? That's my question. She can't answer it, and she won't be able to, because they've set it up in such a way where it's like they've destabilized, the thought process in an attempt to be understanding, right? So, you're like, look, I want to, we preach, look, we preach tolerance, we preach understanding. We understand that, people are born certain ways and people don't exactly fit into the mold of that. But what's happening is like a lot of people are claiming that, and then it's making them unstable because, look, I know I'm a fucking man, right? I know, what I like and what I don't like, and that's it. I can get on with my life. But if I wasn't even sure of what my sexual orientation is, I'm like, it's kind of like not even sexual or like what I feel like or what I am, I'm like, I don't know. Right. I'm like, if I wasn't sure of these things, and every day I'm wondering where what the foundation of me is disrupted, then every decision I make or my actions beyond that point, it's gonna like there's just uncertainty abounds.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I'm destable, so everything I do is so it's gonna affect my life. It's funny. It's like you're like, okay, what is a man? I go, look, I know men are aggressive, assertive, opinionated. Yes, there can be women
who are aggressive, assertive, and opinionated. Absolutely,
totally, right? But there's a certain amount of level of aggressiveness that's generally, associated with men who are, women are more nurturing and have better communication skills. They have they're good at like spatial awareness. Like if you look at like, and don't even look at like the modern construct. I mean, look at hunter-gatherer tribes, right? It still exists. Go to the Kalahari, look at the Maasai. The men do one thing, the women do another.
Yep.
I mean, and that's just how we're built. We're not built the same. So, I can say, sexual orientation, but the reality is, look, man, I've got gay friends who are definitely men. They're fucking guys, man. They present as men. They're, again, like we said, assertive. They hold themselves in a certain way. They move they move with, purpose. And again, not saying that, women don't, but it's like, you can tell. So, I think that, you're looking at this kid that goes in. Why did he go shoot up a non-heterosexual bar if he's non-binary?
Yeah. Or a Walmart.
Right. Well, I mean, what I'm saying, like, why didn't he go to a heterosexual bar?
Yeah.
Why did he technically shoot at his own community, kill his own community? I don't understand that at all. So if you're telling me that, again, this is killing another human being is completely abnormal behavior. It goes against what we are as a species,
Yeah.
I mean, unless there is resources involved, like, we're killing for land, we're killing for, mates, we're killing for food, right? Like things that why we traditionally would attack another country or tribe.
Yeah.
Right. Senselessly killing people is just that. It's senseless and it's not natural. So, when you're looking at these things as these, as these shooters, continue to, happen, shootings, I mean, mass stabbings that happen in Canada, shit, you don't even need a car. I mean, if you just had a van, and just
Old people right over.
both people, and which has happened multiple times.
Well, isn't there something that just recently happened there at a parade? I haven't got the whole fucking story about what happened with the brake going out or some issue with a brake, and he ended up hitting some people at a parade. Did you see that? Or
Oh no, let me look that up. Let me just say, okay, just let's see. There we go. Yeah, well, there you go. The Christmas parade.
yeah,
So let me just say, let me just share. Okay. Witnesses described chaos, panic at rally Christmas parade as girl dancer dies after she's run over by a pickup truck.
that's the one. Yeah.
So a young girl dancer's Christmas was hit by a float. Marching bands, floats, and performers at rallies Christmas parade. Girls out of when 65,000 people until it became a moment of chaos. The truck was blowing its horn. We didn't know if we were supposed to move because we knew the truck was supposed to be right behind us, but it kept getting closer. Explained Megan Bargott, member of the dance company. We got pushed out of the way. It just kept going downhill. Dancing for Super Bowl hybrid told CBS when the dancers was run over. Driver had his windows down when he was coming past me. He was honking. He was yelling and saying he couldn't stop. Everyone was yelling stop over it. No shit. You know, it took several police officers, parade staff, and people to crowd the truck. All right. So that was an accident.
It doesn't sound like it was an act of violence at all, but like, I mean, the fucking poor guy's got to live with it. But you're right, talking about, you know, the devastation that vehicles, that anything can cause, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there was actually a bigger one. I mean, there's a, let me see. Let's see. Oh. Actually, so dies. Okay, with this in a park. Now there's a van. Anything else? Let me just see if I think it was. And people thinking it's France. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Okay. Yeah, in 2016.
Yep.
19-ton truck. Killed. Killed 86 people and injuring 450 others.
Fuck.
Yeah. So there you go. You didn't need, doesn't need a gun. You can just go rent a truck, find a crowd, and just start mowing people down.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is what we're looking at. And they stopped it, with a fucking gun.
And, and with how hard it is to like fucking hit a moving target when you're shooting, you're going to have a lot more success just fucking renting a truck and bowling people over. Like
100%. Yeah. I don't know why, if you're going to really do it, this is what you do. I just, I know it's not as personal as shooting somebody or stabbing someone, but it's a lot less work. I mean, you can, just wait for the next parade, wait for the next holiday, and find a spot where there's going to be a lot of people, and then just go to work. Yep. But again, evil finds a way. I mean, these people, that they focus on the wrong shit. Should be focusing on why people are doing it, not necessarily how they're doing it. Yeah. I mean, look, we've got enough laws in place, to prevent people from, you know, it's like the more shit that they do, and what they're doing now also in New Jersey with the concealed carry is that they're trying to pass some bullshit law where if I were to take I can't carry the gun on my person in my car. Right now, if I didn't have my carry permit for the guns that I'm qualified on, I'd have to keep my ammo and my gun separate and locked, right?
Yep.
And I can only go to and from the range
Yep.
or the gun store or wherever with my weapon. Now they're saying, they don't want you to be able to carry a weapon in your car. They don't want you to be able to carry your weapon. You need the owner's permission if you go onto private property, if you're carrying a gun, right? So, and the owner has to, it's the assumption that you can't carry. The owner would have to put up a sign saying firearms welcome here, right? So, these guys make these laws, which are unconstitutional and will get overturned because they're specifically against the recent Supreme Court ruling. So it's just going to be a matter of time, right? And they'll probably sign that law into effect in the beginning of the year, and then it'll be a few months until it's overturned. So either way, but now this is how stupid it is. So let's say I'm walking my dog, right? And my dog takes a crap on your property, and I have my gun on me, and I bend over to put my foot on your lawn to pick up the crap. Right there, that's a third.
You're in violation.
I'm in violation. That's a third level felony. So third degree felony, which means up to $15,000 fine and like 5 years in jail for that. And they asked these guys, it's like, well, is this against, he's like, you're targeting law-abiding. He's like, are you targeting criminals with this bill? No, they're targeting law-abiding people like me.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, all these guys have security details. They work behind, they go to, and they're going to work. There's a metal detector. They've got armed guards. You're like, yeah, you don't need this shit. So, it's like this, like there's this like bizarre 3-tier society, right? There's like the elites who have the protection and the means. There's the criminals who, don't give a shit and are going to do,
and then everybody else.
They're fucking criminals. And there's the people in the middle, right? And they want to keep, torture, like level, like the third tier, the first tier wants to torture the second tier with the third tier.
Yeah.
And that's where, and you keep us in fear. And I mean, these people are like, well, why, the one of these senators was like, when I say senator, state senator, was talking about like, what, you want to arm the people of Patterson, Camden, and these are predominantly Black and Hispanic communities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wait a second. Now and that's not racist.
Jesus.
Right? You're like, those are exactly the people who want to be armed and trained to be able to protect themselves in high crime areas. So they have a fucking chance. You're a single mom and you're doing shift work and you're coming home in the middle of the night. Holy crap. What are your chances? You're a nurse. You're, working, you're working in a diner. I'm like, shit, you're cleaning offices, right? I'm like, now, you're coming home late. I'm like, geez, what do you got? What do you got? I mean, these people just, they think they're, they imagine people like me doing something stupid. And when in reality, the people they're protecting are the people, the people who they're hurting are the people who need the protection most, who are facing crime on a daily basis.
Yeah. And the people who benefit are the ones who are out fucking committing the crimes.
Yeah, they don't care. They're business as usual.
Yep.
But if they go into a freaking place and it's like, they got, they're thinking twice about, is this guy armed? Isn't he armed? Right? I'm like, yeah, shit. And then add to the fact that, some of these people are just, what's going on in California with the $950, you can steal up to, they won't prosecute up to like $950 of shit you stole. It's like, bro, crazy. So, but yeah, I don't know.
We finish every call with the world is fucked.
The world is fucked.
It is.
Totally. 100%. 100%.
And just wait, with the holidays coming up, I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of great fucking Boxing Day videos.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Speaking of which, I'm done. Fucking done. All right. Hold on.